The first challenge to the De Beers monopoly outside South Africa occurred here in southwest Africa, now Namibia. Southwest Africa was then a German colony, and when diamonds were discovered here in 1908, the German companies created the Sperrgebiet, the Forbidden Zone, an area the size of Wales where people are banned. They also built a replica German town at Kolmanskop for the mine managers. The German companies sold direct to Antwerp, threatening the De Beers monopoly. After the First World War, the impoverished German mining companies were bought out by Ernest Oppenheimer. Ever since, De Beers has remained in control of the mines and the Sperrgebiet. Other diamond discoveries followed. In 1911 in the Congo, now Zaire, and then in Angola. In 1930 they were found in Sierra Leone, and 10 years later in Tanganyika, now Tanzania. And finally diamonds were discovered in Botswana, now the world's second biggest producer in value. Each time De Beers bought the mine or persuaded the owner to sell the diamonds to its central selling organization. In the 1950s, the Soviet Union started producing diamonds. The Russians sold through De Beers to start with, but in 1963, anti-apartheid sanctions prevented them from dealing with a South African company.
We stopped trading with diamond trading company and started again in a short period of time with English-based company City West East Limited.
And sold your diamonds to them?
Yes. Yes.
Do you know who owned that company?
To my understanding, it also in the group of De Beers companies.
So it was an indirect way of selling diamonds to De Beers?
Actually, yes.
In the 1980s, the Argyle mine in Western Australia became the biggest producer in the world, although its diamonds are of very low quality. After long, difficult negotiations, De Beers managed to persuade the reluctant Australians to join the cartel and sell the gems to the CSO. Namibia has the most valuable diamonds, diamonds which have washed down to the Atlantic beaches near the mouth of the Orange River. The mines are run by a wholly owned subsidiary of De Beers. Fleets of heavy earth movers work night and day, piling up sand into dikes to keep back the Atlantic tides. Behind the dikes, they strip the beaches. The diamonds, the heaviest stones, have sunk through the sand to the bedrock. The beach is cleaned by hand, right down to the last grains of sand. How much production is that?
That's only 1 day's production.
That's 1 day, and where is it from?
Elizabeth Bay.
Can you show us the ones from offshore that have been picked up offshore?
In debris.
Why are they so much bigger?
Maybe it's under the sea, I think.
This is the mine of the future, a floating mine to harvest diamonds from the seabed nearly 400 feet below. Deb Marine, another wholly owned subsidiary of De Beers, has built this adapted bulldozer to crawl along the seabed and suck up diamonds through pipes. It's a project De Beers has kept secret. For reasons of commercial secrecy, we're not allowed to show you certain parts of the bulldozer. This is the Louis G. Murray, one of 6 vessels with which the company has experimented with underwater mining. This one is already paying for itself. From a control room packed with screens and electronics, the crawler is manoeuvred inch by inch on the seabed.
Okay, on the screen here you can see the outline of the ship, which is there. There's the helicopter pad. Beneath the ship you can see the subblock that we are mining at present. The mining subblock is a 50 by 50 meter subblock. At present we are busy with this lane here. These blue lanes here have been completed already. The ship will initially go to the beginning of the lane, and then they both move up slowly together.
There are no Namibians on board this ship. It's crewed by South Africans and docks in Cape Town, not a Namibian port. This is the sort of colonial legacy the government of the newly independent state is sensitive about. The Spergebiet is another such relic. When South Africa ruled here, De Beers had a free hand. Now it's having to come to terms with the new government.
Most of our people that feel that it is unfair, they feel that De Beers seem to be a country within a country when it comes to the Spergebiet. And ordinary citizens of these countries are not happy with that kind of arrangement. We do not know technically and economically whether there is ample ground for us to change the status quo, but we'll look into the matter. I think the gentlemen of De Beers, and I call them gentlemen because they appear to be, have realized that the world is changing, and they cannot continue to operate on the past systems, cannot use the past systems to operate in a changed world.
Further north in Angola, that changed world is a dangerous one. And it's threatening De Beers with catastrophe.
We also trust that the new government in Angola will be compelled to address the biggest and most immediate problem facing the diamond industry at the moment. That is the sudden and exponential growth of illicit Angolan supplies.
These diamonds are the cause of De Beers' present financial crisis.
315 carats.
They've been dug illegally in Angola and smuggled to Luanda, the capital, where they're being sold to a Belgian dealer. He has set up a buying office at this anonymous house near the center of the city. Under a new law, possession of diamonds has been legalized, but only the officially appointed companies are permitted to mine them. The government can't control the diamond rush, but it has licensed dealers like Barney Frankfurt to buy the illegally mined stones.
C'est bonne pierre, hein? 15 carats. Je mets un prix direct, hein? Pas discuter beaucoup, hein? Mon ami.
18 000.
Combien?
18.
Non. Je vous avais donné un bon prix, 53 000 $.
70.
70. Je n'arrive pas.
70. Non?
Trop. Ça s'est piqué, hein? Dernier prix, 60, ça va?
Non, pour moi c'est fini.
Demande ton associé.
65 000.
Ok.
A deal is struck at $65,000. And paid in cash.
C'est compté à la banque, hein?